Hello and a very good morning to you. Welcome to the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. The second round of the 2015 Betfred World Snooker Championship continues today. Two former world champions for you this morning. 2006 champion Graham Dott begins his second round match against world number 10 Stuart Bingham. And Mark Selby starts the second session of his second round match against the man with no name.
He's got a licence to thrill. He's Anthony McGill.
We've got to try and nail a nickname. Now, licence to thrill, I got a few hints on that one from John Parrott, but it didn't go down brilliantly from your side, I don't think, judging by your facial reactions in the tunnel.
No, I was just surprised at it. I didn't realise that you were going to call me that. My first session, I don't think you gave me a nickname, and then you came out with that, so I was just a bit taken aback. But it's not the worst I've heard, so well done on your efforts.
There are a few others that have been floated around. Now, let's clear one thing up. You definitely don't like McNuggets.
No, it sounds like a fast food meal.
OK, no problem. And you are your own man. You're not growing up in Steve Davis's shadow. OK, so we'll dispatch that one. A few people on Twitter have said Ginger Ninja. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, I'm not a ninja. I'm a snooker player. So that puts that one to bed.
Okay. Are we leaning towards keeping it for now, or should we drop the nickname entirely and just call you Anthony McGill and get you out there to do your magic?
No, I like a nickname. I keep licence to thrill right now, unless anyone can come up with anything better.
Look, on a serious note, fantastic century clearance against Stephen McQuire on the biggest stage of all, in arguably one of, if not the biggest match of your career. Come the money moment, you've got nerves of steel.
Deciding frames, century breaks, world championships. It's a very nice habit. Hopefully I can keep it up. Well, hopefully my matches don't keep going to deciders. Hopefully I can win easier, but if they do, then it's nice to know that I've got that in the tank.
And you've got the defending champion next, who also came through a deciding frame thriller. Do you believe you've got a chance against Mark Selby?
No, I'm not intimidated. I'm more excited, more inspired. But that was, like I said in my interview after my match, I was hoping Mark would win so that I could get a crack at him. They're the kind of games that you want to play in.
Looks very relaxed, doesn't he, this morning? Well, on yesterday's live afternoon show, we asked you for some suggestions for Anthony McGill's nickname. Here are just a flavour, ones we can broadcast anyway. Tartan Terror, Fireball, Gill Force and Nerves of Steel. Well, he needs Nerves of Steel today if he's going to beat that man, the defending champion Mark Selby, just wandering around backstage, ready to come out today. That's our live match for you on BBC Two this morning, and the other match that's starting today is Stuart Bingham taking on Graham Dott. They've played each other 7 times. Bingham leads the career head-to-heads by 4 matches to 3. So we're all set for a great morning snooker here at the Crucible Theatre. Let's join our MC Rob Walker, find out if he has got a nickname for Mr. McGill.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're on to the 7th day of action here at the Betfred World Snooker Championship, but fear not, we've still got more than a week of top-quality drama to come here in Sheffield. So sit back, relax and enjoy. It will be top class once again this morning. Please welcome, first of all, a player back at the Crucible for the 16th time. After battling through 3 qualifying rounds, he beat the world number 7, Ricky Walden, here on Sunday, once again demonstrating his great record here in Sheffield. 3 times a finalist in the last 11 years, he took the big one in 06. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why he's the pride of Scotland, the pocket dynamo, Graham Dott. And his opponent, a player who has graduated from the fringes of the top level to the very heart of the game's elite. Winning his first major title in Australia in 11 seemed to give him the belief he could take that next step. He's since won the Premier League and arrives here as the reigning Shanghai Masters champion. He's Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And on table one, please welcome a Crucible debutant whose quiet confidence and modest manner is quickly gaining him an army of new fans both north and south of the border. He showed nerves of steel in the decider against Stephen Maguire, and he's ready for another session on the big stage. So much chat about the potential nicknames, but his dad confirmed in the hotel last night, we're sticking with Licence to Thrill. Here's Anthony McGill. And finally, his opponent. One of the nicest guys off the table, one of the toughest to beat on it. He never gives up and never loses his cool. 3 times a Masters champion, 6 times a ranking event winner. He's the reigning German Masters and China Open champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the world number 1, the defending world champion, the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby.
Thank you. Frame 9. Anthony McGill to break.
Morning, Jason. Good morning, everybody. And you could tell by the reception, the Crucible Theatre is buzzing. Packed house as usual, 10 o'clock in the morning. Really looking forward to this one. Anthony McGill may have had a couple of negative thoughts when he came out of the first session because he missed a black off the spot to have an overnight lead of 5 frames to 3. But he's got to put that behind him, Stephen.
Yeah, I think I
Turn the
said
volume
yesterday in
down on your
commentary,
earpieces, please.
I think if someone had offered him 4-4 after the first session, he probably would have taken it. Here's the missed black. I actually said at the time, he started laughing after the double, and I said in commentary, oh, just get back, concentrate. I fancied he could miss it. But why not stun that in? Dropping it in so dodgy.
Yeah, and you can see Mark Selby's reaction. So what doesn't favour one pleases another. Always someone can take something out of it. Not a bad safety, but didn't find the baulk cushion, and there is a possible pot. There's the average shot time. There you go. Couldn't be better. 25. It's not bad. High break. Not a century yet in this match, which surprises me. And the pot success, all square, a bit below what's required. You're looking for 90% and above, but looking at those stats, not a lot between them. Well, the long pot success is very high from Anthony, and just 4 out of 12 for Mark Selby.
I spoke to Mark last night, and he wasn't happy with the way he played in the session, but I said it could have been worse. 4-4. Could easily have been 5-3 down, so I expect maybe a higher scoring day for him today.
This needs to run. Ooh, now, if he's
Well,
left the
miss.
red above the pink,
Mark Selby 4.
that's very careless. And I think he has, because he's looking for the angle to get on the black. That's a loose shot from Anthony. Could be costly.
One.
He'll be kicking himself for that one.
Six. Seven. $40.
Don't know if he can just follow through and brush off the pack for the black to the left corner. May have to go up for the blue. Now he's playing top spin, so just a little flick off the bottom of the pack.
15.
And he's got a little bit too much angle, I think, to screw into the pack, so he may have to play a stun shot. Because when you hit that hard with bottom of the white, the cue ball actually goes forward before the screw takes effect, so he would have missed the pack if he hit it hard there.
So on this red, hampered, but no difficulty. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Just having a look at the cluster, see if there's any plants. Because he won't really want to play for the red along the top cushion.
Talking about
23.
Mark Selby yesterday, John, it's so important, these 3-session matches, to limit the damage sometimes. You know, instead of losing 6-2, lose 5-3, or yesterday, instead of losing 5-3, he got out with 4-4.
Well, he may be a little bit disappointed with that. You always need a little bit of luck when you go into them, and that's the problem. If you catch one full in the face, it's just like hitting the cue ball, hitting a wall. So he's on nothing. Yeah, completely different mindset in these second round matches. The first round, although the best of 19, it's long enough. It's can get a little bit edgy, whereas now we're into the second round, best of 25, 3 sessions, 2 of 8, 1 of 9 if needed. So it allows you just to relax a little bit and not panic when you go a few frames behind. Couldn't get back
Mark
to ball,
Selby, 30.
so not really putting Anthony under any pressure, and Ante in a way will be very pleased that that careless escape from the snooker only cost him 34 points. Well, given this plenty of thought, and you can see the reason why. But to be fair, I mean, he gave Anthony this opportunity to put him in trouble. Okay, when he went into the reds, he didn't finish up with much, but maybe he should have just tried to cut off the easy escape to balk with his shot. Giving it plenty of thought. Well over the minute mark. Caught it too thick. Now, how's your luck? It could have been worse, I think. Well, maybe there's just enough room to get the cue through those two reds. Yes, he can get through to the red that's over the corner pocket. And look at the lovely gap. The only thing you've got to be wary of here, and he will be, that he's going to push his cue through that gap. Careful you don't foul the red.
Because he's going to have to play it at pace. So this takes good cueing. Oh, well done.
He's got the same gap again. Not quite. But it's okay. The black's easy enough. He's going to have to put a lot of left-hand side on this. But he did cue this one well. This time it's not as difficult. Well, he's using the spider. But even so, as I say, he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. It's an easy enough black. I thought he could maybe get his cue through. All right, he'd be putting a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball, but I'd rather that than this. But he's played it nicely.
Eight. Nine.
In all honesty, I've not seen a lot of Anthony McGill play, but the one thing
15.
Very obvious, he's got a good temperament. I know he does a bit
16.
of smiling around the table. Sometimes that can help you just relieve that little bit of nervous tension. But he looks comfortable when he comes to the table. And that's always a good sign.
He just looks like he's enjoying it. Crucible's not the easiest place your first time here, but he just looks like he's loving every minute of it.
$23.
Well, decided to take the bull by the horns there and bring other reds into play. Not a bad idea, but as we always say, you try to move a red when potting a red, you're not certain to be good on the colour. What helps him with this blue, the green's not on its spot, so just concentrate on the pot. Two reds were available into the opposite middle.
think I'd rather been on the one that's closest to the bulk end here. Oh, it was nicely judged. It was a natural angle, but still the pace he played at it was nice. So it's turning into slowly a decent opportunity, this.
$71 points is the target. He's got a 2-point lead at the moment. And he's got 36 points on the board, so another 35 points needs to be got, and that's if he takes blacks with all the reds. So he'll need most of these reds now to clinch it.
$42.
Well, this is the last of the easy reds, so imperative now he gets a good angle.
$43.
Play for the blue. There's the one on the left-hand side of the table. There's a 2 on the right-hand side as we look. He's playing for the one on the left-hand side. Well, he decided to play for the one along the top cushion. Don't see many players play for these because these are tricky.
48.
So he's obviously feeling very confident, but needs to be very accurate with this one.
He's pretty focused though this morning. Taking these very well.
He obviously come a little bit straight on this black. May have to just take a little bit of a chance here, screw back and try to develop that red that's going to be underneath his bridge hand. Well, I think that's what he tried to do, but just didn't find it right.
56.
Maybe a little bit of side and he could have kicked that red away from the cushion. This is a tricky red if he's taking it on, but he seems in a positive mood.
Anthony McGill,
But
56.
as with the red along the top cushion, it was difficult, missable. And equally so was this.
One.
Well, he played that about as well as he could. Came straight on the black. $14 points behind. Well, that was a very solid pot, but well, he may be just have an angle on the black to force up to that red. Yeah, he's just got enough. He's going to get close to red. Could have done without the kiss. He just wanted to run past it.
16.
And he hasn't got second prize. The red won't pass the pink. So he might have to just settle for the safety here.
Mark Selby, 60.
And played it well. And with the colours in the open, it's the age-old problem here. It's quite an easy hit coming off the left-hand side cushion. But can you get the red safe? He'll settle for that. Well, you'd have thought the flick on the blue would have spoilt the shot, but as it turned out, the pink has come in as the snookering ball, unexpectedly. And this time, I'm thinking with that blue being there, maybe it just makes this snooker a little bit more difficult to get out of. The problem is with this, if you play it dead weight and just nestle on the red, you're going to be in trouble next time you come to the table. I think there's just enough space past the blue to get to this red. That's the line. Have to play with a trace the left-hand side, you would have thought. But it's how do you play it? Do you play it pacey or do you play it slow? He's going for the slow one. Right on line, right on line. Lovely touch, lovely touch. And I'll tell you what, he's hit it that well that he's not left an easy safety shot for his opponent. Well played.
Foul.
Well, that's something
Anthony
that
McGill,
was unexpected, but as I say, it was such a good hit for Anthony McGill that he left Mark with not really a good safety. Okay, Mark's not left the red on, but a chance for Anthony now to gain a significant advantage. Now in this tactical battle, he's got a 10-point lead. Send the red towards the black and use the green and brown as snookering balls. Just needs to slow down a little. That's okay, he's got the snooker. How quickly the rolls can reverse. You'd have to say now that Anthony McGill is favourite for this frame. This is Mark's view. I think the yellow may be blocking the escape route down the right-hand side as he looks, left-hand side as we look, but it looks an easy enough swerve. But maybe he doesn't feel as though he can get enough pace into it. If he comes down the right-hand side of the table, he's got to be careful he doesn't make contact with the black here. Oh, couldn't have hit it better. Excellent shot. Okay, Anthony McGill still with a slight advantage, but all you can hope for in those situations is not leave a pot on. Didn't make the most of that opportunity, and this red will pop past the pink.
Sometimes difficult when there's been a long bout of safety. You're presented with a long shot. Pot for Anthony. Now these shots he's normally very good at if he's stunning round off 2 cushions. His long pot success so far in this match has been pretty good. 70% is not bad at all. There's another one, I think that's 15 out of 21 is potted. And now you would expect him, or he'd be very disappointed not to win the frame from here.
Yeah, good pot, and held this side of the baulk line to give him every opportunity. And decided to play for the blue there. Now, that's okay.
6.
I mean, if the yellow's straight, it doesn't have much to do with the cue ball.
Bit of pressure on this. Cued that very nicely.
8. $11.
So, just the brown. And that's the
15.
first frame of the morning in the bag. And as you said, Stephen, he looks to be enjoying himself out here, and there was a little bit of pressure on that yellow a few moments ago, but he cues it as smooth as silk. That's always a sign when you look at a player's cue in action. There's nothing jabby about it. So he may have been disappointed that he lost the last frame of the first session to stop him being 5-3 in front, but he put that at the back of his mind, and he wins the first frame of this morning's session and leads once again 5-4. So looks at ease with himself, Stephen. I think that's the thing. When I look at him,
Very composed. Doesn't look nervous, or you see having a little smile. He looks very relaxed. As you say, that yellow, there was a little bit of pressure on it, but he just stroked it in. Sometimes when you feel the pressure, you, as you say, you jab it or you hit it harder than you need to, but he really just stroked it. Here you see, sometimes you can hit this a bit hard, or your cue action's a bit fast, but beautiful delivery.
and this, of course, was the one where it looked as though Mark Selby had the initiative in this safety exchange. But what a beautiful touch this was. And he played it that well and left it so close to the red
you,
that he
friend.
didn't
10.
leave Mark an easy
Mark
safety.
Selby to break.
And from that moment on, Anthony gained control of that safety exchange. This match is building up very nicely. I also thought, Stephen, it was interesting when he was asked about playing Mark Selby. He said, I was hoping he got through because that was the, you know, I wanted to meet the world champion, world number one on the big stage. So that's a positive attitude.
Yeah, I think he wants to test himself against the best. And if he's going to have a successful winning career in snooker, then these are the players that he's going to have to come up against regularly and beat. Got a match in his hands, Mark Selby, no doubt about it.
There's no pot he can play here. He can't pot his way out of trouble. So he can clearly get through to the reds. He's just concerned those two reds on the left-hand side of the table. He's got to find a good cue ball, otherwise he'll tempt Mark into going for one of those reds. Well, he's kissed the green, just about found the baulk line, but what has he left? Those two reds that he was concerned about are both covered by the blue. A little bit fortunate. Well, that's not like Mark to be so far short with a straightforward safety, and that's what he had. Now, you could pot this and stun it in and get position on the black. It's the right shot to play. Will he edge his bets?
One.
As you said, John, that was the right shot to play. Positive shot. As long as he keeps knocking the majority of long shots in, it's just going to put more and more pressure on Mark Selby's safety play.
8.
And that long pot success for Anthony just gets better and better. This will make the black available into both corners. Once he's removed that red.
9.
So this is an excellent opportunity here.
Well, I tell you, if we were commentating on a Sullivan or a Trump or something like that, or a Ding Junhui, you'd be saying you couldn't place the reds any
60.
better for all blacks. What a
7.
chance. I know Anthony won't be thinking about it at the moment, but he's thinking of getting this frame one, but you certainly couldn't place the reds any better.
$24.
Yeah, his highest tournament break is 144. That was in the Welsh Open. No thoughts of a maximum.
25.
No, I played a little careless shot off the black to leave himself low in that red, and now he's not got a nice angle in the blue, so I expect him to get this red, but they're always testers because you know inside that you should be a lot easier than this. You should have still been down the black end of the table.
$31.
At the moment, he's not overhitting anything. He's just stroking everything nicely.
Now, this was the type of black he missed in the last frame yesterday. He didn't miss it that time, but then he stunned it in. Rather than just rolling in, but he's just a little bit short
38.
of perfect position. He wanted to be on the red into the same pocket as the black and just play a natural run through, but he's not got that potting angle, it appears.
$39.
Well, nice flick on the blue. It just slowed the cue ball down. He doesn't have to necessarily play the blue. He's got a choice of green or brown. Problem with the blue, it's a thinnish contact, and you've got to avoid a kiss on that red that's tight to the top cushion if he plays the blue. Well, he didn't avoid the kiss, and it's gone wrong. Careless, that.
44.
Yeah, from very early on was on 24 something. He lost position on the black, and it's amazing. You lose that position the first time, how hard it is to get it back in perfect position. Never really had the cue ball under control since then. He's just looking, there's reds over both corner pockets, so I think he's looking to see if he just drops that cue ball up near the far right corner, how difficult this red to the right corner will be. Needs to get a good cue ball here though. Well, he split it nicely because he's covered it with the red that he played.
Anthony McGill. 44.
Disappointed though. He needs to win more frames in one visit in this match.
No attempts at the pot there, of course. Just trying to get that cue ball back to where it was, and he's made a pretty good job of that. The blue's covering the red to this left corner, so he's not left the pot on. Don't want to catch this too thick. wants to try and get that cue ball back towards the jaws of the pocket. Of course, when you play that, there's always a chance you could go in off if you get too close. But played it perfectly. Good shot. It nearly went all wrong there. Apart from nearly going in off, if we caught the far bump of the middle pocket, the cue ball would come back in this area. It's okay now, but a little bit thinner on that red. And Mark Selby knows, of course, that if Anthony McGill gets one more opportunity, having a 44-point lead, he could win the frame. Can he hit enough of this? It's close. Better be certain, though, if you're going to take it on, because it's certainly not a shot for nothing. Keeps looking at this pot because there's no easy safety. Okay, plays safe off the right hand, one of the two reds in the middle of the table, but he's got to catch it perfect. No margin for error here, and there wasn't. He didn't catch it, caught it too thin, and left a nice easy starter for his opponent.
One.
I think he can get on the black here, you can mark, if he should so wish.
Seven.
Obviously the pink's still in the open. No, the black
Eight.
is available. There's a couple of reds stopping the black from going to the left corner pocket, so he won't be in too much of a rush here. Just get good position on the red to play for the black in this right corner.
15. Six.
That time didn't want to risk playing on the black, so up for the pink. Whether our thoughts of winning the frame at this visit or not is another matter, because there's a few awkward reds to go at. But while you're at the table, there's always a chance.
$22. 23.
Now I don't know if you can stun around the back of this red and play for in the same pocket as the black, or play the cannon on it. No, decided he could just drop it in and avoid the kiss. And now one of these tricky reds along the top cushion.
30.
Particularly, the more pace you put into this, the more accurate you need to be. well, for some reason, decided to play the cannon on the red to the left of the black. Well, if you can get on the black, why would you want to do that? He's played on the black 3 times.
Yeah, it was a strange choice of shot.
Taking it on. Oh, good shot. What a good shot that was. I think he was playing it more out of a bit of annoyance than anything else. Wondering how he managed to get the cue ball there, so went all out for the pink. Still going to be difficult to envisage him winning the frame at this visit, but he's still at the table.
38.
Can only assume, because he had an opportunity there, this red just to the left of the black is not available into the right corner. So therefore, he's looking to see if he can get to a position where he could possibly cut it in. If it was available into the right corner, of course, it wouldn't be a problem with position. Now, does this red pass the yellow?
43.
I mean, he can always play in the left middle, but he'd rather play it in the far left corner. No, it's left middle, so it must be tight past the yellow.
$44.
So the point's now all square, but this is where the hard work begins.
I won't be happy with that shot.
46.
I mean, this is a horrible pot along the baulk cushion. The safety's just as difficult. I mean, he may play the red into the jaws of the pocket and try and bring it up this end of the table towards the black and leave the cue ball in the middle of the cushion.
Yeah, good
Well,
shout,
Selby,
Stephen. That's
46.
exactly what he played. But of course, you never certain where the red's going to finish. And in all honesty, okay, he's got a good cue ball near the baulk cushion, but he's left the red on. But that's all the only shot he could play. Now then, this will be a test of the long potting for Anthony. He's passed most of the tests so far. Can he knock this one in? Good shot. And played it with a lot of conviction. Now we know the red, or we assume the red doesn't go into the right corner. But didn't he play this well and so confidently? We don't think, well, it doesn't. That red doesn't go, so playing off the pink, he's going to have to try and disturb it, or, I mean, an ideal word, you'd like to just run past the red and nudge the black away, but let's see how he plays it.
He'll settle for that. Great shot.
That is a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, the shot, I mean, obviously the shot you played was ideal, but if you go past the black, you're obviously snookered, so he had to play into the red, trusting a bit to luck. But I think from the long ready pot, he deserved it.
8.
And absolutely inch perfect on the yellow. So no reason why
15.
he can't win the second frame of this morning session.
Yeah, the same start as
70.
yesterday. He won the first 2 frames yesterday. So he's asking questions of the defending champion.
So there's Brown to put him 22 points in front with 18 remaining.
24.
He's taken his really well. Okay, when he played the cannon on the last red, need a little bit of good run, but the second last red he
29.
floated in was superb. Well, I know it's a
35.
silly thing to say because he's here at the Crucible in the second round, but you can play this young man. I'm very impressed with him. And he takes the second frame of the morning. So a lot to think about. Okay, a long way to go, but Mark Selby knows he's got a game on here. He trails by 2.
Keep the noise down, please.
Anthony
Thank you.
McGill. And whenever you look at a game of snooker, Stephen, you know, and you can play safe and you can get in, and lots of people, and, you know, they get in and make big breaks, but one of the great advantages, you can get in with your long potting, and Anthony's long potting at the moment has been superb.
Yeah, and as we watch the couple from the last frame here, that he's playing them positively. He's not thinking about safety. He's not overhitting them. I mean, this was a shot that, I mean, as a pro, you expect to get it, but in this situation, there's pressure on it. If he misses that, he leaves everything on. And again, this one, he could play it hard if he wanted, as the cue ball into baulk. Positively for the pink.
Yeah, there was no thought, was he, in his head of playing it as a shot for nothing. So we'll have a look at the stats. 74%. I always think, you know, if you have a long pot success of about 2/3, 66%, I think that's pretty good, because sometimes your long pots, you're playing them half as a shot for nothing. That's low, though, for Mark Selby. Anthony McGill's got to 90% now. 90% and above pot success, I think, is definitely what's required if you're going to win one of these matches. Mark Selby just below that. Safety success, not bad. High breaks, bit low, because obviously both players have had chances.
Yeah, I think if I was going to nitpick with Anthony McGill's game, I think that's one thing he needs to probably do more consistently, is win frames in one visit. Certainly if you've got aspirations of winning a World Championship, you're going to have to do that.
Yeah, because, you know, okay, in that frame he got a couple of chances, but sometimes just one chance is all you're going to get.
Frame 11. Anthony McGill to break. Can you put your phone away, please? Thank you.
So frame 11. The world rank number 32 breaks off.
Now, if the pink pot's to the left corner, I think he'll take this red on and play for the pink. Well, it did go, and there you see the difference. Selby played that shot with an element of safety. I think Anthony McGill would have played for the pink there.
And I think you're right, Stephen. I think he'd have more or less tried to float it in and played it a lot more positive than Mark did. As you say, he was trying to screw up the table and think, well, if it doesn't go in, I might get away with it. And he has, as it turns out. The Blues come to his rescue. Well, he went the dangerous way. Okay, he missed the red that he was frightened of making contact with, but in an effort to do that, he put too much pace in the cue ball. Now, the only question is, okay, Mark Selby can pot this red to the left corner. I don't think he can get position on the black unless he tries to force her across, but if the pink's available into the right middle, value in taking it on. But once again, playing it with a lot of pace, trying to get that cue ball back in the baulk end. And of the two players at the moment, you'd have to say Anthony McGill is looking the more comfortable.
Yeah, he's definitely under it, Mark Selby. Under pressure. Not left a straightforward starter, but a couple of options. I think I prefer the red to the right centre, just stand in for the black myself.
Decided that he preferred the thin cut. And a little tap on the table, almost an apology to Mark Selby. Why you would, that tells me he can get through to the black, and there you see it. What a gap to find this is.
I don't think he's finished straight in this red, so he's just looking if he plays a cannon into that little bunch of 5 to leave himself on the black. He needs to play with a bit of pace because he doesn't want to snooker himself, leave the cue ball in that bunch. So this could go wrong.
Yeah, and I definitely think you want to hit the left-hand one of that little cluster as we look.
9.
Well, he forced into it. He's on the black. He's hampered. Decided to stun in it and move that red away. He's hampered, but the fortunate thing, he doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball for position on the red, so it makes the pot a little bit easier.
Anthony McGill.
A little bit easier, that was all. So it was a good opportunity there. And it's gone. And now a good opportunity for Mark Selby. The Reds couldn't be better placed.
Important visit this at the table for Mark Selby. Because he is under pressure, there's no doubt about it. As you say, you couldn't put the reds any better. Once he gets this black on the spot, it's hard to see him not winning a frame from here. But when the pressure's on, you can miss anything.
9.
He just underhit it. A look up to the heavens. Can he cue past the red? Well, just about, but he wanted to be straighter on this pink. It's okay. Had a red just above the pink to slow the cue ball
50.
down.
$16.
So this is a good opportunity for Mark Selby. He's lost the first 2 frames this morning. 69 is his target to get to the snookers
22.
required. It always makes me, well, amuses me that when players are hot favourite, well, that's only on paper. You've got to do it out there on the table. And this is an opportunity now
23.
for Mark to say to Anthony, look, you make one mistake and it's going to cost you. And that's how you put pressure on your opponent. Played that well.
30. 31. $37. 38.
Well, how did that drop? And he slapped his thigh, really.
45.
I think he thought he'd missed it and was just saying, come on, concentrate. He's okay. He's just about on this red.
$46.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good thing when you almost miss a shot like that. Just waking you up. Get your focus back. Shot there, see the check side taking effect of the baulk cushion.
51.
And the cue ball back in between the green and brown.
$52.
Well, after that scare on the black, shouldn't have too much of a problem now. Adding the finishing touches to this frame. That equates really to 2 reds, 2 colours.
56.
Is more than enough. Particularly high value colours.
57.
And he'd be relieved to win this frame, because that long red, when you left the reds everywhere for Anthony McGill, he'd have feared the worst. As I said before, Anthony McGill's not winning frames enough from his first scoring visit in a frame. It's probably the only small weakness in his game in this match.
64.
He was a little bit unfortunate when he cannoned the bunch to leave himself hampered.
65.
Well past the point where his opponent needs snookers. But as you so rightly say, Stephen, Anthony McGill had first chance in this frame.
71. 72.
This was the miss And as Stephen said, unfortunate to be hampered as he was.
Yep.
But that's what it's all about, this game of snooker. It's all about fractions and potting the awkward ones. So he knows this frame has gone now.
$78.
Highest break of the match so far for Mark Selby is an 87. Playing up for the red, playing the double to the left middle. If this goes in,
85.
we might see the first century of the match. Then goes the double, and
86.
nicely on the black. And he'll be keen to make a century.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, John. It's just what he needed. I want to clear the table.
$93. $95.
Sign of a champion, though.
98.
To be perfectly honest, as Stephen and I were mulling over, he looked a bit rattled in the first two frames. But given the chance,
102.
he stepped up a gear, and that was a marvellous century. He needed to keep Anthony McGill in his place, so to speak. Okay, still going to be one frame behind, but
107.
he said to Anthony, you make mistakes when you're in the balls, and I'm going to win the frame at one visit. Playing a bit of an exhibition shot on the pink. It's a heck of a shot.
113.
Where's the black going? Trickling it to the corner, and it's there. Wonderful.
120.
Wonderful break of 120. He looked a bit rattled in the first two frames, but shown his class that time. Still one frame behind, though. Anthony McGill leads 6 frames to 5.
Thank you, frame 12. Mark Selby to break.
Well, a few facts and figures about Mark Selby. Wonder if he caught that piece of chalk. So just 6.5 minutes short of 4 hours for this match. It's an intriguing encounter. It's played to a finish this evening. Will anyone have a lead? It's hard to know. Just over 21 minutes of frame, which is a little bit pedestrian, but he's had other qualities this match. And both now at 90%. That's where you want to be with pot success. And this morning, look at that, that's high, 94% Selby, 96% Anthony McGill on the 3 frames that they played this morning. Quality. Needs to slower.
One.
Well, he seems to play it confidently enough, but just couldn't hold it this side of the baulk line. Now, if he's landed straight on the brown, he may be tempted to play the brown. No, just off straight. It's a type of shot. If it had played the
Selby.
brown into this corner, it'd been going. The cue ball would have been going close to the cushion, close to the middle pocket. So, no use the risk. But that's a good long pot right in the heart of the pocket. He's not potted many of those in the match so far. But it just shows you, Stephen, he made that centre in the last frame. He played that long pot a lot more confidently than he had been in the frame previous.
Yeah, that's why it was important that he cleared the table in the last frame to give him that confidence. Looking at the 4 cushion escape to go into the right hand side of the bunch here.
You've got to be careful. If you don't catch this right, it can slide low. Well, he's played it absolutely inch perfect. Well done.
He knows his angles, John. Definitely.
Yeah, we've had Angles McManus, and maybe we've got Angles McGill. With a licence to thrill. Well, just played the containing safety, but looks to have made a good job of it. Couldn't get back to the baulk end. Proper match, this one, of course, and don't get me wrong, from round one, the Crucible Theatre has that special bit of magic, but I think once you get to the 3 sessions, and it gives players chances to relax, but, well, that's probably the worst safety shot that Mark Selby's played for quite some time. I mean, he's played just to get that cue ball tight to the baulk cushion. Look how far short he is. His opponent's got his hand on the table. Well, I think he may have covered a path down the left-hand side of the table as we look. And coming down the right-hand side, he's not a formality, particularly with that red near the right-hand cushion. Got to catch this just right. Just avoided the red and just avoided the blue. But still not the best length. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul.
That's
Mark
the problem.
Selby.
He had to avoid the red on the left-hand side of the table, and then he was frightened of kissing the blue, and then once you take that gap, it's a line to the far corner pocket. As I say, trying to avoid the red on the left-hand cushion, trying to avoid the blue. Where's it go? In the pocket. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Mark Selby plays this red, if he plays it. Well, I think he's looking at a pot, possibly one to the left corner, or is it the one to the right corner? The one, yeah, the one just below the pink and stunning it round off two cushions. Well, he didn't stun it round, that's why he caught the red near the left-hand cushion. He's disappointed. Good long pot again, but that red, the kiss on the second red, has ruined good position.
Green ball. Mark Selby 1.
There's no way he can risk trying to get back to the balk end without red in the other half of the table. That's why it was imperative that Mark Selby covered that red with the brown. So looking for a containing safety. Can't see an obvious one. Sometimes a player gets in this position. If you can't see a safety, you might be tempted to play a pot. Tempted he was. Don't get me wrong, he didn't try to do a lot, but he always knew that the green was over the middle pocket. Beyond that, the worst way. But what a good pot this was. Rolled it in beautifully. Now, when potting the green, just got to avoid a full ball contact with the brown. If you can do that, then that cue ball will come back to the business end. Well, he did catch the brown, and that thin flick then caused the cue ball to hit the yellow.
4.
I don't know whether that's a smile or a grimace, because it's ruined good position. Doesn't want to flick that red, and that's exactly what he's done.
4.
So a double whammy. Potted a good red, couldn't get position, played that one poorly, and gifted an easy opener for Mark Selby.
1.
Mid-session interval after this frame. Mark had loved to be going in, as you were, so to speak, because they started this morning session at 4 apiece. And having lost the first 2 frames,
6.
he'd be happy to draw back to all square. It's quite congested, that black spot area, but may be able to free things here.
7.
Well, he must have a shot in mind. I thought he may have come a bit low on the black and potted the black and gone into those reds. But he can't do it off this one, so just playing for the red just below the black, he would have thought.
$14.
He'll definitely play for your shot now, John.
15.
It's done that cue ball right through the middle of these reds.
$22.
Well, would you
Mark
believe
Selby,
it? He
22.
knew he was running into a second red, took his eye off the pot. How many times do we see it happen?
Well, this is a shocker for Mark Selby, especially he's made a century the last frame. You would have thought he was getting right back into his rhythm.
1.
Very surprising miss. And what a chance for Anthony to regain his 2-frame advantage. You have to punish your opponent for their mistakes.
$8.
Well, would you believe it?
Anthony
1
McGill,
minute, neither
8.
player looks as though they can miss anything, and the next minute, all kinds of things are being missed. Well, maybe there was a little bounce there, but didn't seem to cue it that smooth. These things happen, Stephen. You feel they only ever happen at the Crucible.
This is why it's the biggest test in snooker to play here. These long matches, session after session. They really find out
1.
any weakness that you've got. You'll be really disappointed with this. There was no kick there. Possibly he was looking to see the cannon off the red and took his eye off the pot. But still, it was unforgivable to miss that.
Yeah, and as you
8.
said at the time, missed a great opportunity there to get back that 2-frame advantage and punish Mark for his bad miss.
$9.
If you make a bad miss and you lose the frame, it sticks in your mind. But if you win the frame, then you can easily put it out of your mind. Played a nice little cannon there on the pink. It's worked out okay. He's got a
40.
30-point lead now. So that red,
15.
another 3 reds required to put him firmly past the winning line in this frame and level the match once again. happy with that one. He will not be happy with that. I don't even know if this
22.
red passes a ping, and even if it does, he's going to be hampered. Didn't want to play for the red along the top cushion. OK, the cue ball bounced, but playing at that pace, it can't do anything else. This red does go, but it's tricky. He's hampered. Hampered enough to
Mark
force
Selby,
the
20.
miss. Now, can McGill get past the pink? So this red over the corner. He certainly can. So he gets another opportunity. .38 behind, but 67 remaining. Well, he's having a look as though he looks certain he could pot this red. Surely with just a trace of right-hand side, he'd be able to bend it. They say the camera never lies. It's fibbing to us there. Well, you can't beat a bit of luck, and that was a big slice of it. There's about 3 reds had a look at this corner pocket. Have a look at this. That one knocked onto that one, that had a look, that had a look, didn't want to go in, and then that one said, OK, I'll have it. Dear me, what a chain of events that was.
He's going to have to stop this politeness, though, John, apologising for these.
Yeah, well, it's all right apologising, but he'll take great pleasure, if he can, of clearing up and winning this frame, so...
Yeah, we had a shot yesterday where he smashed into the pack and potted a red from the colour, so perhaps that's evened it up a little bit.
Six.
Well, of course, that's what you'd like to think with these longer matches, that whatever bit of bad luck or good luck is going around, it evens itself out. That's the theory.
$30. Thanks. 40.
I'm not certain if he's
21.
got the angle to notice this. Just having a look at that red that's adjacent to the right middle. If he can get a nice angle on blue or black, I think that red's available. So didn't have to try and binger in the play.
22.
Finished inch perfect on the blue. They always look a lot easier, these on that overhead shot, but there's more of an acute angle than you think.
Yeah, he just wants to be as straight as possible on this red. And that looks pretty good. As long as he's not got an angle where
27.
when he follows through the cue ball, he leaves the cue ball tight in the cushion, you think that's the only danger here. Yellow doesn't pass the green, I don't think, so He doesn't want to have this cue ball tight in the cushion, because then he's going to have to drop the blue in and leave a yellow to the right centre.
$28.
Well, if the yellow doesn't pass the green, it doesn't look likely. He's got a little bit of work to do here with the cue ball. Needs to slow down a bit. He's played it well. Controlled that very nicely. Okay, it'd like to have been absolutely straight on the yellow, and then it'd have been a formality to pot it and be on the green, but he's given himself a chance. 5 points in arrears. Still needs up to and including the pink. Trying to pinch a bit. Trying to pinch a bit of the pocket to hold for the green.
Well, the easy red earlier on and now that yellow. It's just the first signs of Anthony McGill starting to feel a little bit of pressure in this match.
I fancied him potting that the way he's knocked in the last couple of long balls in this frame, but he's been fortunate. The yellow hit the pink full in the face, stopped the yellow near the cushion, and Anthony badly hampered by the brown. And considering he was badly hampered by the brown, what an excellent shot. Well, whether it deserved that or not, I don't know, but nevertheless, it was a good shot to get back to the balk end, and he's had a bonus. Well, he needed to catch that full in the face and only just hit the yellow. So here's the chance now for Anthony McGill.
May have to play this just with a touch of right-hand side to keep the cue ball going up the left-hand side of the table. I think that would have been a better shot to get position.
2.
He's just feeling it a little bit at the minute.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a big frame, this Stephen, now, isn't it? You know, when you've had 2 or 3 chances and not taken them, then they can really hurt whoever loses this frame.
Thank you. Anthony McGill, 2.
Can just get past the brown to hit the green. Depends how much he can hit of the green. And obviously he doesn't want to hit it so thin that he could possibly go in off in the right middle. If you can hit it half ball, he could send the green up and down the table, but he's got to be careful he doesn't cannon into the blue coming off the side cushion. It's one of those, from our position, it's hard to tell exactly what he can play because we're not right behind the shot. Well, he got very close to the middle pocket, didn't he? That's worked out pretty good.
Well, this could be one of these occasions where the safety is as difficult as the pot. Don't know if he can avoid the double kiss if he plays the green up and down.
Yeah, I think it's one of them that I agree with you. I don't see a good safety, and he's got a slight angle on the green where he could pot it and run round off 2 cushions for the brown. I'm not making light of it because it's a tough shot, but you might as well go down all guns blazing if you haven't got a safety.
There's the angle you see John mentioned. So he would have some sort of pot in the brown to the left middle if he got this green. Well, he's chosen to play it up and down. Oh well, he's played it very well.
Yeah, he did play it very well. There's always that danger, and he was so close to it, of getting the double kiss, which would have ruined any idea of a good safety. But he just managed to avoid the double kiss. Didn't have to risk the risky pot on the green. So this frame's still in the balance. Now, if he kisses the pink, that green could finish up over the pocket, and that's what's happened. So here's another chance for Anthony McGill. That puts the points all square. Brown, blue and pink needed.
Seven.
Just the wrong side of the blue.
Now this one going to test his cue power. And the black's not in a great position if he wants to come off 3 cushions for the pink.
Well, it's decision time, and I don't think he can just pot the blue and leave himself a thin cut on the pink. He wants the pink to be easier than that. Well, he played it plain ball, and I'll tell you what, he's made a good job of that. What a superb shot that was. Cued it beautifully. Pink for a 2-frame advantage. Well played. Needed a few chances. It was a frame that could have gone either way. Mark Selby had his opportunities, didn't take them. Anthony McGill holds a 2-frame advantage at the mid-session interval. 7-5.
Leave as quietly as possible, please. Thank you.
So
Thank you. Frame 13. Anthony McGill to break.
Mid-session interval over. 4 more frames to be played in the second session of 3. They finish tonight. And for those of you who are watching earlier on when Stephen was doing his interview with Jason, Mark Selby was on the practice table, just trying to keep that cue arm going rather than sit in the dressing room. Look at the ball spotted. Exactly the same, 187 each. Great opening red. So that little bit of practice during the interval stood him in good stead. Lovely clean pot this.
Eight. Nine. Sixteen. 17.
It wasn't really the best pack to go in.
22.
Mainly because, well, the pink wasn't smack on straight with the reds. Hit the pink not too bad, but he just stuck in the red, so good opening red he got to start this break off, but it's finished now. Just looking for a safety.
Mark Selby, 22.
Good safety. As long as you avoid kissing the portcolours, it's usually going to be pretty good. Now, if Mark can't find an escape route down the right-hand side of the table as we look, it's pretty congested on this left-hand side. Got to catch this one just right.
Well, he did catch it exactly the way he wanted it, but there's no, he didn't legislate for the red coming back up the table with the cue ball. See the pink cannon that red up, so a little bit unlucky.
1.
Well, not his best positional shot, but he's okay. Pot the green, doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. He's got the red over the corner pocket he can play for. The advantage of being lean.
Four. Thanks. 5.
What a chance. Just like needs to really concentrate on his positional play. A lot of times when he's been in, he's left himself just
12.
wrong angles on reds and blacks to be able to keep the cue ball down this end of the table.
13.
I think he must screw into the sort of 4 reds to the right of the pink here.
Probably played that a little bit too pacey. He didn't give chance for the
20.
back spin to impart on the cue ball, and that's why that's not the red he wanted to hit. And he still had that backspin, and it's brought the cue ball back. This red's cuttable, but he wanted something easier than this, and he's no guarantee to be on the colour off this red. So in these situations, just concentrate on the pot. You have to trust to luck. I don't think you can guarantee being nicely on the next cover, but don't miss the pot. Well, is he not playing it? Yes, he played the red to the middle, and he's got it. Good recovery.
21.
Just got to give this black due care and attention. No. And it's funny,
Anthony McGill. 21.
he missed a similar shot to go 5-3 in front. And on that occasion, he hit it too thin and it went to the wide jaw. Be disappointed there. And I don't think he's got away with it. The way Mark's looking, this red just passes the black to the middle pocket. Only just. But just enough.
1.
Yeah, little worrying signs though for Anthony McGill. He looks like he's starting to feel the pressure a little bit. It's as if the realisation of what he's doing now is starting to hit him, John. 7-5 up on the defending champion, the world #1.
Yes, and knowing that if he could make the most of these
8.
4 frames, he could have a nice lead going into the final session this evening. That's why you need to focus. Don't look too
9.
far ahead.
And again, that's the beauty of these long matches. Sometimes the first session, the end of the match seems so far away. You just relax in the first session, but then we're in the middle of the second session and you just got to keep that concentration all the time. It's tough.
14.
Most of the season they're playing best of 7s. This is a whole new ball game here.
15. Twenty-two. 23.
there you see it,
30.
31 ahead. Needs 3 of these reds that are nicely placed. They're not too bad. Doesn't have to play any cannons or any difficult
31.
positional shots. Another red and a black would do it. Another red and a black would put him 47 points in front with
38.
only 43 remaining.
Thank you. 39.
So when he played the poor safety and Anthony McGill was in, he must have been fearing the worst. But now that black's gone in, there you see it. 1 snooker to tie for Anthony McGill,
46.
but if this red goes in, he won't be bothering coming back to the table, I wouldn't have thought.
Make sure this red. So many times we've seen players miss this red or the ball after their opponent needs a snooker and then have to go
47.
through 10, 15 minutes of safety play. But safely in, frame's over now.
So now 52 ahead, 35
51.
remaining. And he could just get to the potting
52.
angle of that red, so no way back for Anthony McGill now.
$56. 58. 61. 65.
'Just a little bit of exhibition play. What a good positional shot that was from Mark.
$76.
So the Blackbird nicely in, break of 83. Has to be said though that it was brought about by a mistake from Anthony McGill when he was in amongst the balls and missed black off the spot. It's usually costly and it cost him that frame. World champion, world number 1, just 1 frame behind now. Yeah, missing blacks off the spot is not a good recipe for success at this game.
No, at this level, it's pretty much unforgivable. This is the first one. This is a tough shot. It's hampered. But any side that you put in a cue ball is exaggerated when you're aiming down on the ball like that and misses it thin. Obviously got a bit of left-hand side on it. And this one, probably the same. Playing with topspin, touch of unwanted left-hand side, just pulls the cue ball over and misses the black thin. That one was a bad one. As I say, he's just looks like he's starting to wilt a little bit to me. These are bad misses, bad opportunities to let up.
Yeah, and I think, as you said a few times, he's had chances, but he's just not scoring enough at the moment when he gets
Thank you,
those
frame
opportunities.
14. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby breaks off. And it might not, well, unless it creeps behind the yellow, that's not the best break-off shot. Now, the long potting of Anthony McGill has been one of his strengths. during this match. There you see, it's high, that's 78%. That's 21 out of 27. Let's see what he does with this.
Does he play for the black? No, not play for the black, but still played it positively. I knew he was going to go in a colour. No thoughts of getting the cue ball back to the bulk end. Another excellent long pot. He's left the red, it's just the back of the bunch to the left corner, and we'll just play a little cannon on the red to the right of the bunch. Leave himself on the black.
Yeah, this is the type of shot where you want to play a soft screw. You don't want to be hitting this too hard. Plenty of chance for the backspin to take place. Well, I decided he could play it and play through the gap without playing the risk of the cannon. So that was a bonus.
So again, as in probably most of the frames in this match, his
14.
first scoring opportunity. Definitely used the pack this time. It's finished just an inch low in the black. Pretty comfortable just to stun into the pack. You have a choice of 2 reds. And nicely played.
$22. 23.
Play a similar shot here. Again, you don't have to play it with too much pace. Only catches the main bunch full. You'll have a red to the right corner. And didn't catch it quite full in the face. That's why he looks to have finished a little bit awkward.
Yeah, once again, one of those type of shots where you're playing with backspin, but if you hit it a little bit too hard, you just don't give chance for the backspin to come in, although that looked more of a stun up to the reds. You need a little bit of a backspin on it. He's still got this red. Well, he's got one to the right middle, he's got one to the right corner, but they're slightly awkward. He's not in perfect position now.
Looks to be a natural angle. Let's take the cue ball in between yellow and brown. Back up for the blue.
$31.
Green's comfortable. I think there's at least 2 reds pot to the left corner, so just stun off 1 cushion.
$34. $35.
Nice angle on the blue this time. Well, I say a nice angle, it's maybe just run on an inch or two too far. You'd like a nice angle on the blue just to drop it in. If he gets to another 34 points, then he'll get to the snooker's required stage. Target 69, and he's now on 40, so another 29 points again.
40.
All the reds are in the open. He'll be disappointed if he misses this opportunity. .74 is his highest break.
41.
Okay, that wins a frame, but Needs to be doing that on a more consistent basis, getting to the 70s, 80s in one visit. They're frame winners.
We talked about his temperament
48.
earlier on, saying that nothing seems to faze him, and this is a good reply after the disappointment of the last frame.
49.
So he still looks composed, focused. Still in perfect position.
56.
Yeah, and he cued that really nice. Only round of 2 cushions. It looks very simple when it's played well. But you've got to push that cue through nice and smooth, and he did it then. Just spotting a little bit of a foreign object on the cue. But he'll do well to win this frame after the disappointment of the last one.
$57.
So he may have to play a little cannon here. Although I think if he run through, there's a couple of reds available into the opposite corner. Well, he played the little cannon, but he's just a bit low on this red. It just causes a slight
64.
problem, but as he's only looking for a red and a colour, you wouldn't think it would cause him to fall down, but it's just a little bit awkward, more awkward than it should have been.
Yeah, that was the first shot. It was just a little bit tentative the way he hit it. To play this a lot more positively and really get through the red he was cannon on. Happy with that result.
65.
Yep, he's finished plumb on the blue. And the blue will mean that he's now 70 points in front with just 67 remaining and plenty more to come. This could be his
70.
first century of this match.
$71.
But this just shows you snooker at this level. Mark Selby broke off. And
76.
left that one red sticking out. And that's the only shot he's had. And as we say on many occasions, although that's a poor shot from
77.
Anthony, may not. Well, he might have given himself a chance to the black. The frame's over, but I'm sure he'd like to have made a century. This is his highest break of the match. Well, it's there, and I assume the red passes the pink to the left middle, so still a chance of the ton.
84. $85.
Well, he's put under pressure. I think his last match to qualify, Anna McGuire, and he came out with a century break in the deciding frame.
91.
So he's been under pressure the last 2 or 3 frames. Is he going to do it again? Great performance,
92.
Yes, and it just shows you no matter how good you are, and he's playing the world #1 and defending champion Mark Selby, but poor break-off shot. And Mark Selby's not going to get another chance. He's played little drop cannon there. Now he needs an angle on this red.
94.
Didn't have the great angle,
95.
but was able to just manoeuvre the cue ball to be on the green. The green and then the yellow for the century. Well, this is a great response. The disappointment of losing the last frame when he missed the black off the spot. He's put it right out of his mind. And just give him one chance this frame. And a marvellous break. There's plenty of warning signs there, Stephen, for Mark Selby.
Yeah, he'd have got some hope with the misses that Anthony was starting to make, the mistakes he was starting to make. He might have thought, well, I finally got him under pressure. And then he's come back with this effort.
$112.
Just when I suggested he was maybe starting to wilt, he's answered me in style.
Yep. It's been a superb contribution.
118.
Well played.
125.
Very well
Anthony
played.
McGill.
So Mark Selby got within one, but that superb break of 125 puts Anthony McGill 2 frames in front once again.
Keep the noise down,
8-6.
please. Thank you.
Yeah, tough school, isn't it, Steve? Just a break-off shot here.
Yeah, it's such an important shot in snooker. So often players don't pay much attention to it. He's so good at these long shots when you're stunning the cue ball. Really hits them well. Right in the middle of the pocket. And now, of course, he's got the luxury of, he knows he's not going to be behind, at least, going into the final session.
Yes, and that final session will be this evening. 2 more frames to be played in this session.
Frame
Can
15.
he build on the lead?
Anthony McGill to break.
Or can Mark Selby pull it back to all square? 2 very big frames now. There's the match time. 4 hours, well, 48 minutes it will be by the time Mark decides what to play. I don't think he can play the pot. There is the red sticking out on the right hand side, but I think if he plays the pot he's going to run into the black, so that would be a dangerous pot to take on. Very good job of that. But, I'm just looking at that red that's just sticking out from the main bunch, whether it's cuttable into the right corner. If it is, he may just have a go at it. Decided it was too thin. Maybe
Quiet as you can, please,
so
thank
played a
you.
safety. And he couldn't have played a much better one than that. That's the most obvious way to go, but if you just overhit it slightly, you could possibly leave a red on. So he's coming round off 2 cushions. I don't think he's playing to nestle on the red near the top cushion, although he is. He wants to get in behind it, though. Judged it well. Oh!
Foul and a miss.
It wobbled
Anthony McGill
backwards. I thought it was going to hit, and then it just wobbled. Look. Oh. It just stopped.
Yeah, Anthony, thank you.
He'll play the same shot again. But as I say, you've got to hit it off 2 cushions. If he catches the red first, he may leave a pot on. So he's got to be careful here. Nicely played. Found the perfect line again. That was a handy little flick off the yellow, believe me. It's given Mark Selby a problem here. If it had hit this yellow any fuller, Mark wouldn't be snookered, and if he'd have missed it completely, he wouldn't have been snookered. He'd have had an escape route down the left-hand side of the table. That flick has made all the difference. Can he get past the yellow? Very tight. Man, he needs a thin contact. We could just get past it. And where's this cue ball running? Tit for tat or what? Close, but not there. Now is the brown going to come to his rescue? It may have done, and a little hand up in apology there from Mark Selby. He's fortunate the way that Anthony McGill has been knocking in these long pots. This brown is a real saviour. One of those as a player, you thought that was in, but he was glad to see that cue ball sneak past the brown. I was thinking of coming off the right-hand side cushion, nestling into the cluster, and there is a target there where you'd leave it safe. But if you just misjudge it slightly and you slide past the reds, you're going to leave one. Same applies on this side of the table. Got to judge this well. Don't want to slide past the red. Do not want to slide past it. And I think he may have knocked one on here. Or does it not go? It doesn't go. Surely he wouldn't be tempted by the plant knocking one red onto the other. He's got to cover that red, particularly the one closest to the right corner. Looking at all the options, I would think where he's putting his tip of his cue now is as good as any. The reason I say that, he can use the yellow and the blue to cover. That's the sort of circle you'd be looking for, you would have thought. A little bit more pace possibly would have been better, but he's covered the two dangerous reds. Decent shot. Just cover the red near the corner. Important tactical exchange this. You usually get this at the start of a frame. And whoever got the first opportunity could score well because the black's nicely in the open. The blue and bought colours are on the spots. They're just playing safe off these two reds. Got to avoid the blue in the middle of the table. It's a big blue on this type of shot. He did avoid it, and he's got a good length with the cue ball, and in all honesty could not have played that any better. He needed a good white and he got one. The decent safety shot played there. He's matching Mark Selby at the moment in the tactical side of it, which is no mean feat. As you can see, he can get through to the reds that are just to the left of the pink as he looks, but can he get to the one to the right of the pink? The left-hand side as we look. He's going to have to bend it slightly to find that gap. Well, he can just get through the gap. Caught it a bit thick, but it's okay. This red that's closest to the left corner, not necessarily going to play the pot, but as long as you hit it thinner than quarter ball, you should get the cue ball back to the balk end. Well, it was a bit easier than I thought. Now he needs a bounce. If it comes this side of the balk line, he'll be on any balk colour. Not quite. Only a snooker left to play.
Anthony McGill 1.
I'm not certain to get this safe. The reds are spread. This isn't a formality to get out the snooker and find a safe red here. In a spot of bother. And he knows if he does leave Anthony McGill a chance, he could fall 3 frames behind.
It's not often you see someone get the upper hand over Mark Selby in safety exchanges.
That was the problem. He hit the red, but he was always in danger of leaving a shot for his opponent, and he's left this red to the right middle.
One.
There you go, tournament balls potted. We've both reached 500. And that's what they've got out of those 500 balls potted. I'll let you work it out for yourself. I think the red he'd like to get on is the one that's closest to the right corner. The reason I say that, then it'll clear a path for the black. Well, I decided he'd take the chance and screw into them, and he couldn't have worked out much better than that.
Well, shows some excellent cue power there.
Five.
If the red that's just to the left of the black will pop to the right corner. Yeah, a decent red to play for as well. And he's stunned down off the cushion. Maybe have a choice of 2 or 3 reds if he didn't go on it perfectly.
Ten.
If this red's dead straight, he can screw back and play the black to the same pocket. No, it's just off straight, so still play the top spin for the black in the same pocket. Just must avoid the pack.
11.
Just brushed the black. I think he's still on it.
Yeah, just got there, didn't he? But as you say, he had to avoid the main bunch of reds, and in doing that, he just flicked the black, but he's not spoilt the position. Chance now.
Yeah, if anything, it helped him. He was able to play the cannon and move that red away.
80.
So this time, try and land high or straight in the black. To pop the 2 reds that are on the black cushion, the top one. Then that clears the black then for both pockets. And this is now turning into an excellent chance.
You saw the bar there. Needs to get to 68 points.
26. $27.
I know it's a pretty obvious thing to ask, Stephen, but we know that Anthony got in from Mark Selby's break-off shot in the last frame. Think Mark will have to change tack here or be a bit more aggressive? Because at the moment it's just
34.
slightly beginning to slip away.
Yeah, well, he's been outplayed pretty much in all departments, which will worry him. As I said earlier, it's not often someone gets the upper hand in the tactical exchanges, so maybe he is going to have to not push the boat out a bit, but maybe just take a couple of risks. I mean, if Anthony goes on to win this
35.
frame, the last frame is going to be huge for Mark Selby. He doesn't want to go in tonight 10-6 down.
Yeah, 13 the target.
Maybe be on the one the outside of the bunch, but needed to find the gap. There was a gap through the pack there.
42.
A little gap through the 5 reds. If you put the cue ball through there, it'd have been perfect.
Well, I think he feels as though he can just get through to this red, but yeah, he should have had it easier than this. But he could just get
43.
through to it, and he finished nicely on the blue, and now the frame's at his mercy, you have to say. He'd normally like to stun this balloon, but he's got to avoid the kiss on the red near the top cushion, so he's now considering coming off top cushion, side cushion. And he could play for that red that's just to the left of the blue, worse way. Didn't judge that very well. Okay, he's got pots on, but he didn't want to be this close to the
48.
cushion. I knew he was concerned about kissing the red near the top cushion, but should have had a better cue ball than this.
Yeah, I think the yellow was probably a better ball than he looked at it, but perhaps a more difficult cut. It's even easier blue.
Foul.
There's a cue ball gone,
Anthony
John.
McGill, 48.
Where has it gone?
Mark Selby,
And
4.
that just shows you, though, doesn't it? He had the frame at his mercy, and just that one loose positional shot. And being so close to the cushion, you can't alter the potting angle. If you can get your hand on the tail, you could have stunned or anything to avoid the kiss on the brown. And it's 32 minutes since Mark Selby last potted a ball, and he needs to get this. Great shot. That was a tremendous pot.
Cued this lum, lovely.
Eight.
You don't get to be world number 1 or world champion without knowing when to step up a gear and find a clearance from somewhere.
9.
And he needs to do that now.
Yeah, there's a couple of problems I can see. The pink, obviously,
40.
near the side cushion. I don't think the yellow passes the brown. And that doesn't help.
50.
Looking that red near the side cushion. And you wouldn't say he's absolutely inch perfect on the blue. Okay, he's got an angle, and he's got a choice of any of the 3 reds to play on, but that cue ball's travelling. He needs to be inch perfect with this one. Could have
20.
been better.
Selby 20.
Played that with a bit of left-hand side, and he just didn't cue it smoothly enough, and that left-hand side just pushed the cue ball into the red. That's why he hit it so thick. Didn't hit that well at all. "29 points the lead. 2 reds, 2 colours needed. And
One.
he's perfect on the black to play for this red along the top cushion. And in actual fact, if he pots the black, he'll only need the red, so he doesn't have to be playing it with any pace to get back on the colour. This red will put him 38 points in front with only 35 remaining.
8. 9.
Give himself a little tap on the leg. It's just like he knew the importance of that red. Just like, come on, get this red in. And we've got a lead going into tonight's session.
16.
Yes, and you wonder whether it's going to be 4 frames or 2 frames. "45 points the lead." He knows that Mark Selby will probably carry on because one snooker possible free ball, there's a chance.
Anthony
But
McGill 60.
barring that unlikelihood, he's got a 3-frame advantage for the first time in the match. Excellent hit. He won't stop trying. And this red's close to the middle, and even the bump will give him the snooker. Of course, there's no way that Mark Selby wants to pot this red. He wants to keep it on the table and get that snooker and a possible free ball, and then one snooker would be enough. At the moment, as it stands, he needs 3 4-point snookers. It's difficult, this. I'd like to play across the red and possibly get the cue ball towards the brown, but it's very difficult to avoid the double kiss. Well, he didn't hit it right anyway. Nearly potted the red. So there you see it, 45 the difference, 35 remaining. As I say, 3 snookers needed at the moment, but the only one getting the snookers, it appears, is Anthony McGill. And in his mind, he'll be getting ready for the last frame of this session. Well, possible snooker, but very easy to hit. Now a chance here. Maybe. I mean, you could try and play the snooker behind the black, but then you've got to roll it. Whereas if you come off it on the edge, and I'd favour trying to get in behind the brown. If you could get tight in behind the brown, there's a possibility that you could make it a snooker that's very hard to get out of. And he's trying to get in behind the brown. But as we say, there's always a gap. You had half an eye there, Anthony, on nudging the black to the top cushion to make it a more difficult black to pot, should Mark get the opportunity. Digging in, trying to stun this cue ball in behind the pink. It's a tough shot, this. Needs good control. And played it pretty well. Played it pretty well. The only problem is with it, it's a one cushion escape. So you wouldn't expect Anthony to miss this. Well, it was a one cushion. He decided to go off two cushions.
Selby foot.
Always say you don't know. Still two snookers needed, but a little bit of hope for Mark Selby. Because it didn't look the most difficult snooker to get out of that. And he missed it by a way, so it will encourage Mark as he found the weakness. Wanted a snooker behind brown or yellow, just overhit it. I think Mark is snookered. Or maybe he can just get an edge of the red. I mean, he could come off the top cushion and just kick it up the table, but the thing is, when you're in this situation and you need snookers, the first priority, obviously, you want the snooker, but get the object ball safe, because if you don't, then that's the end of the frame. Needed to catch it full in the face, didn't. I think that's end of frame now. This red will pass the blue, and Mark Selby is going to drop 3 frames behind. In it goes. It's all over now. And what a performance by Anthony McGill. When he missed the black off the spot, you thought, well, maybe is he beginning to weaken? But he's come back really strong.
Full.
And I wouldn't think Mark Selby
Anthony
will
McGill 4. And
bother carrying on. No, not a concession. And Anthony McGill leaves the arena. He's going to come back for the final frame of this session, and it's going to be a massive one for both players, because it could be 10-6 or 9-7. That is the question. Well, every credit to him. He lost the 13th frame when He was in, Mr. Black off the spot. Mark Selby made the 83 to reduce his arrears to just 1, and then since then he's gone 125 and looked comfortable again in that frame.
Yeah, played a really attacking shot in this frame. Loads of cue power. Really gets tipped all the way back. See, tip almost comes off his hand. He brings it back that far. Great action on the cue ball.
Yeah, and this is how you do it. And the thing is, what you got to do, you give time, because at first the ball will go forward, but then you see the way that in that black and white ball it's coming back, and then that backspin. Remember, I used to throw a tyre, and you could throw it, and then as soon as the backspin, it goes forward at first, and then it starts to come back. And he played it beautiful. And it just shows you the confidence he had to play that green when there was a few loose reds he could have played for. But he's seizing the opportunity, which is something you've got to do, but easier said than done.
As you say, massive frame for that man sitting down. He's now resigned to knowing that he's going to be behind going into the final session. 4 frames behind. That would be tough. And tough in respect to Anthony McGill. Doesn't look like... No, he did look like he weakened a little bit, but he came back so strong.
Yeah, he looks comfortable, and you just feel he's going to get his chances.
This session, Mark Selby to break.
So the last time Mark Selby broke off, he left a red to the corner, and Anthony McGill knocked it in and made a break of 125. But that's a better break-off shot. That's not left anything to go at. Just coming up to 5 hours, 20 minutes. It's got the potential, this, to be an enthralling encounter this evening. Anthony McGill, of course, who beat Stephen Maguire, and that's no mean feat. And Stephen did unbelievably well to take it to a decider, and then bingo, made 100. So he's handling everything that's being thrown at him at the moment. Bit pacey.
He's not making any bad mistakes in his safety. There, obviously, didn't get the cue ball on the baulk cushion, but he's never leaving Mark any easy openers, any comfortable shots. He's always faced with quite a tough long shot.
Yes, looking at the left-hand side of those 2 reds, if it was just off straight, he'd be tempted to play it, but it's so straight, the only way he can get back up the table is to play a deep screw. Well, is he trying to pinch a bit? This is a dangerous thing to do here. Well, he managed to pinch a bit. That was a tremendous pot. Deserves to be on the colour. And he's just about on the yellow.
1.
Deserves that. Didn't look as though he could pinch a bit of it, but he just managed it. Good shot. Of course, he's right under it now. He knows the importance of this frame.
3.
Well, that's a similar red that he missed in that pocket in the last frame. Now, whether he's just getting a little bit of an unintentional left-hand side on it, because the one in the last frame, which was a bit easier than that, did exactly the same, hit it too thick. Asking for the cue ball to be clean, come a little bit straight on the blue, but there is a red that you can just roll the blue in and be on. Worrying times now. So let's have a look at these reds. This was the one he missed in the last frame. You know, it wasn't that difficult, but playing it with a tracer left-hand side, and I can only assume he put a bit of left-hand side on that one. So 2 reds into that pocket could cost him dear.
Six.
Just giving himself time to think about this. I don't think there's any option but to play up for the blue.
7.
And this time he's just about found the angle. There's his target, 71 points, and that'll mean snooker's required, and 10-6, a 4-frame advantage going into this evening. He's got all the shots, Stephen. Looks very solid
12.
when he's in. Nice positional shot. I don't think he'll risk trying to disturb those 2 reds next to the black. He has the angle to try it, but the problem is if he kisses a second red, then it'll run into another one. He's got the red to the middle and the pink goes into the left corner.
13.
They'd like to have been a little bit straighter on this pink. Just occasionally, he just plays a shot a little bit tentative. Just needs to get through that cue ball a bit more there.
Well, I'd love to finish on this red with an angle, but he's just come too far. The 2 reds beside the black, the bottom one pots to the
18.
right corner. If he'd gotten that with a little angle to nudge the other one away, this would have been a great chance. I think that's end of break.
Yeah, he'll need another couple of inches. I mean, he's looking at it now, but you see, if he could pot the red into the right corner and catch the other one full, he'd be tempted to take it on, but he can't do that. So just playing the safety.
Anthony McGill. 18.
He's got the defending champion against the ropes here. Doesn't want to let him off. Could have done with a better length of cue ball than that, but it's an adequate safety, let's put it this way.
The standard of Anthony McGill's long potting this morning has been excellent, so Mark Selby doesn't want to push anything near that right corner pocket here. If he does, he needs an excellent cue ball tight on that bulk cushion.
And he's played just exactly that. Good shot. This is a massive frame, it really is. Caught that a bit thick. Needs to get past the brown. And he has done. Bit fortunate there. That wasn't the best of safety shots. Lucky not to leave a pot on.
No, this is tough. At first glance, I can't see a way back to bulk. real problem here, Mark Selby. He's see if he can come thin off the two reds to the right of the bunch and come round the back of the black, but that has to be exact.
Yeah, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And it's one of those situations, he can't pot his way out of trouble. Just over the minute thinking time. I can't blame him for this, because he knows that should he make a mistake here, it could cost him the frame. Possible, give it a go down the left-hand side of the table. Stephen coming off two cushion, try to play the two cushion escape, but he's trying to get round the back of the black. I don't like this. Well, if he gets it, this will be one of the best safety shots you'll ever see. He's got to avoid the kiss on the black here. Well, the problem was he tried to avoid the kiss on the black. He's had a result there, in all honesty. He's had a result.
Well, I think he maybe played that during that till he got that thin of contact.
Yes, but if he doesn't catch the jaws of the pocket, that cue ball would have come back past the baulk line and left the red on.
Yeah, I agree. You have to get the thin contact, as you say, yeah.
I suppose it was a guide, but he was helped by the jaws of the pocket. Well, he's played it, he's gone around the back of the black. It was a lot easier from that angle, but he's caught the brown.
There's pressure on this if he takes this red on. Red to the left of the blue to the left corner. He's looking at the bolt colour, so perhaps he's going to play it straight the cue ball back to the back area. Big shot though.
Lots of noise coming from the other table, using all his experience now, waiting for that to quieten down. Now, didn't really give me the impression that he fancied that. He was more interested in edging his bets. Well, considering what's at stake, another example of the calm, cool, collected nature of this young man. Just stroked that in, it was all over the pocket, and it wasn't.
Seven.
I think going in the black spot is not a problem. It's helped him, if anything.
Yeah, just looking at that bar, he's another 41 points to be at the snooker's required stage.
And to win this session 6-2, which is pretty impressive. You know, I myself thought that Mark Selby had not the best session yesterday, but got out 4-4 and thought he would come out
14.
This morning all guns blazing. He's been outplayed
15.
in every department, really, apart from the century that Selby made. He's been pretty much outplayed in every department in this match this morning.
Yeah, there's no fluke about this performance. I've been
21.
very, very impressed.
22.
In this session, there you see it, 95% pot success. And Mark Selby's not bad at 91, but it's not been good enough. Quick glance at the scoreboard.
28.
43 points the lead. Still looking for, well, possibly 4 of these remaining reds to clinch the frame at this visit.
29.
May have to play a little cannon here. Quick glance at the scoreboard once again. That's the little cannon he's looking for. Well, he decided to play it with pace. And begs the question now. Is he on the red to the middle? I think he is.
35.
Quite a few things could have gone wrong there. One of them could have been that the pink could have gone on its own spot and been tied up, but things are working out nicely.
36.
And now a clear run to the winning line in this frame. This pink and one more red. Sorry, you need the colour
42.
off the red. He pots this red. There'll only be 59 remaining, so it'll be 58 in front. So you need the colour. And the colour will
43.
be the blue. Another glance at the scoreboard. Snooker players never stop looking at the scoreboard. And if he gets the blue, he'll be over that mark. A bit like pointless, that mark, isn't it? And it goes. So that now puts him 63 points in front, 59
48.
remaining, 1 snooker to tie. Is he going to play the double? Is he going to play the treble? Is it the treble?
39.
Well, I've got to say, the last couple of frames, the balls have maybe slightly favoured Anthony, but in all honesty, that's the nature of this game. When you're playing well, you always get a run, and Mark Selby's had a couple of chances, missed a couple of reds into the corner pocket that you'd normally expect him to get. And as Stephen said earlier, in all other departments of the game,
54.
Anthony has matched him. He's 69 points in front, 51 remaining. I think that might be enough for Mark Selby. It is. He shakes his hand. Well, the world #1 and more importantly defending champion has got a mountain to climb this evening. He trails by 4. Anthony McGill has got a licence to thrill. He only needs 3. End of the session. 10 frames to 6 for the
Quietly as
Scots.
possible, please. Thank you.
Well, play will resume on this table at 2:30. Barry Hawkins taking on Mark Allen. We'll look forward to your company then. Thank you.